Now, it is a big weekend for Antrim Ladies Gaelic Football as they take on Monaghan on Sunday in their TG Ceathair All-Ireland Intermediate Quarter-Final with a 2 p.m. throw-in. Ahead of the tie, I'm delighted to be joined by the Banastor of the Antrim Ladies Gaelic Footballers in the form of Emma Kelly. Emma, thanks for chatting to me today ahead of the tie on Sunday.
No problem. It's nice to
I
chat with you.
suppose. Look, we'll chat about that game. It's a fairly big tie. It's a repeat of one of your Ulster clashes between yourselves and Monaghan. I suppose. What is the thought process going into the game? How is the camp feeling ahead of this massive tie?
Oh yeah, Monaghan the last time we knew that we were going out against the big guns, and to be honest, they've gained their confidence now and they're in a roll. So we're not looking back at the last game. It's about looking forward to the next game because we know it's a brand new challenge coming at them. They have new management and things are looking up for them. So yeah, we're just trying to focus on this Sunday. We'll not look back at last week. So again, the camp's still confident and raring to go. Like so, yeah, it's a new game to us. We never ever look at the past. Like
Have you guys got any injuries or players away for any reason ahead of Sunday?
we've far too many injuries. Yeah, I think we're down to maybe 21 of a squad this weekend due to injuries and holidays and things like that. So Anna Mulholland is she got her cast off there. She dislocated her elbow just before the Longford game. So she's a massive loss in midfield for us, but she's a few weeks away. Teresa Mellon is back, so she's back fully training. We didn't risk her against Longford, but she's back to full tilt now.
Perfect. So definitely the treatment table has been overflowing in Antrim over the last few weeks. But
Yeah.
in terms of the season, you guys have been on an absolute roll in terms of success. You know, the your Division 4 champions of the league. You went on and you won Ulster, the Ulster Intermediate Championship, beating a Tyrone team. I know Tyrone did beat you, and that's your only defeat going into the championship as well up to this point. Does that, you think, give you the rank of favourites over Monaghan, or do you think it's going to be a very even game now between the two of you?
No, I think everybody has just got a wee bit of a wake up call that it's not just Antrim, that we can go out and compete with the bigger teams and the intermediate teams. And but to be fair, Monaghan will still be favourites. To us, they're favourites. They've just come down from senior. They're transitioning. But if you look at that team, you have Murren Atkinson, you have the Dunnamoyne girls, the Garlands, the Courtney, and other girls in there too that have been playing at senior level for years. So to me, they're still favourites. We will always be the underdog. We are coming up, and I think it's just that we're developing and we are on a roll. But hopefully, it continues to roll for us. But to us, it's Monaghan would still be the favourites, and we would prefer that as well. I think we kind of like having to go out to prove ourselves each week because nobody expected what we've done so far. So it's just going with the unexpected for everybody else now. Clearly, we believe in our camp, and we know that we have the talent and skill to go out and compete with the best. And you know yourself, when you're playing against better teams, that's when you lift your game even more. So it's another challenge for us to see how far we can continue to go. Sunday's a massive game. It's knockout football. So yeah, we just have to roll with it and see if we turn up on the day and put in our usual nitty gritty performance and turn the skill on, then we should be well in it and hopefully come out the right end.
You mentioned, I suppose, that like the heart of the underdog mentality that Antrim have had, I suppose, over the last couple of years. The development in the ladies' game in Antrim has gone through the roof. Let's say, I know you were part of that 2012 All Ireland winning team, and then over the last few years it was thereabouts for yourselves, and then obviously last year there was the All Ireland success. How have you seen? I know you're technically a Derry woman by birth, but you came to Antrim in 2012. How have you seen the growth of the sport since you first came into that setup and learned about, I suppose, the ladies Gaelic football in Antrim to now see the way it is as the manager of the team?
Yeah, so I transferred in 2012 and was lucky enough to have an All Ireland medal in my pocket within a couple of months. But with my job, I ended up basically being near enough the development type officer in Antrim through my job with two of my colleagues. So we were actually taking the development squads, the 14s, 16s, minors, and then I think Shimmy that works with me actually was taking the senior team at a time as well. So it was constant that we were able to see then that the development of all them young girls coming through. With my work, we run a winter league, so it's 7 weeks or whatever in January that all the clubs come at under 14, 16 level, so we can see who's there. And like, to be honest, majority of the squad now have either coached at underage level or they've played at that winter league. So they knew me, I knew them. I can kind of see each year what's coming through. The underage in Antrim has been massive. So if you think of it, and Ciara Brown and Lara de Hunsey and that were in the first minor team that got to the Ulster final. Ciara's sitting here behind me, pretend to work. So they were coming through, and then the likes of Teresa Mellon and Juna Coleman, they were the captain and vice captain of the minor team 2 years ago. And now you've Anna Mahal was only a minor last year. Marie O'Neill was a minor last year. Laura Agnew. Sarah O'Neill is still a minor. I don't know if this is her last year of minor or if she's maybe another year. But she's been immense for us the last 2 years. So the underage is coming through. The under 16s are into the silver All Ireland final now in a couple of weeks. But the talent coming through Antrim, it is great to see. And I'm lucky enough from the perspective of my work seeing the Winter League that I can see the underage coming through at 14 and 16 and then just still playing club and refereeing a bit and stuff too. You can see the underage. It is unreal. There's clubs popping up all over the place in Antrim. The development and the push in the ladies is huge. Like you're away out in Glenariff and you've Con McGee's, but then you also have Ahagal and have a team now. And you have a number of teams in around the city. And then if you just look at the growth in Monaghan, and they always did have the numbers, but now they're starting to bring the trophies in. That'll not go down well with my club, St. Paul's, because they were the club that were doing all that. But now Monaghan are up there. You have St. Bridget's are starting to bring through. They have a lot of good underage coming through. Gartnamona the same. So it's just huge. It's coming out of every club is trying to get some sort of ladies, whether it be underage, to build up, like the likes of Davitt's, who's hosting majority of our home games. They only really started girls football a couple of years ago, and they've massive numbers. So they're hoping to field now their first ever senior team next year in the league. So it's growing. But to be fair, everybody will turn around and say, well, Antrim is one of the bigger counties that we should be growing. So I think it's a bit like Antrim and Derry, that they always were kind of like the sleeping counties. And now it's Derry have woke up in the football again, whereas Antrim we've woke up in the ladies football. So hopefully it'll continue to rise.
And looking at your role as well, I know up until the end of 2020 you were still playing for Antrim at intercounty level. Then you, I suppose, kind of fell into the role of taking over as the ladies senior manager. But how have you found that transitioning from playing on the field to now being on the sideline coaching these girls?
Yeah, to be fair to the girls, they made it easy enough for me. I'll say that quietly for them. But no, I think whenever I was playing, I didn't shut up anyway. Like I was constantly on to them and coach them, and I would have a good relationship with them, even still now. So it's just really knowing the boundaries and barriers. It's not like the girls are going to come and say, oh, play me here, play me there. But they know that I'll be honest with them, they're honest with me, and we all kind of want the same goals. So there's like, it's kind of an even platform. We work off each other, like myself and Kathy Carey and Ciara obviously in the office and stuff like that. We will kind of just go, right, well, what do you think about this or that, or will we do this? And it is kind of like we're working together. It's a nice enough relationship. Like I know they don't like some of the hard work and the trainings and stuff like that, but it comes with it. I've been there, done that. So I'm not making them do anything that I haven't been made to do in the past. So no, I think it was a smooth enough transition and made easier by girls that actually wanted to be there. and play and know what they were getting. But I think obviously taking them at underage level, most of them knew what they were getting with myself as well. Like, so it'd be different if I was maybe just coming in brand new. The girls didn't know me, that they had to get to know me. So majority of them knew me from either playing with them, against them, or taking them at some point in underage.
And I know when you took over, there was like the 5-year plan that you wanted to take Antrim Ladies Gaelic football to the top flight. And I suppose that was in 21 when you took over. 2 years later, you're looking at an Antrim team that has won a Junior All Ireland, Division 4 of the league, success at the junior grade and intermediate grade in the Ulster Championship. Fair to say that plan might have been achieved, or is there still time yet to go? Have you still got lofty ambitions of the plan that you want to get them out of the intermediate level now this year?
No, we'll be realistic. Like, it's one step at a time and whatever. And obviously with injuries and all that, like you are kind of working away at that. But it's about being realistic. Obviously junior and Division 4 has always been our goal to get out of it. So intermediate, there was no reason why we couldn't push on. And we always would have played those teams in challenge games and stuff and knew that we could compete. So it's just about the small steps and being realistic and constantly having that flow. So we're trying to transition some of them or minors in each year, because there's no point having a team that just goes up and you keep the same team. So we try to do that. We bring in at least 2 or 3 each year to push on the rest, to challenge the rest. And if you're good enough, it doesn't matter your age. That's the way that we look at it. So it's just about continuously building. And here, the sky's the limit. The girls have nothing to fear. They've got into a habit of winning and having the confidence and belief. And it'd be different if we were out and getting hammered every week, that they maybe would look at themselves and go, well, why are we putting in all this effort and we're going nowhere? They can see that we are going in the right direction. It's like, our goal this year was obviously, let's stay up in intermediate, let's compete, but let's ultimately make sure that we're not in the relegation games. And we obviously, by winning Ulster, that saved us, that we had nothing to worry about, that anything else was a bonus then. So look here, the sky's our limit. Now I wouldn't be going out and saying, oh, here we're going to be winning intermediate this year, we're up in senior and we're going to be up there with Dublin and stuff like. But again, sky's your limit. So if things go well on Sunday, we'll look to the next game, and you never know. Croke Park, like, everybody puts it in their diary. You get your master plan fixtures, it's in your diary. You don't book your holidays or whatever until the 14th, 15th of August and whatever, in the hope that you do get to that. So that's our hope and dream, that we do get the senior. But I think it's the girls know that if we can push on, like, there's nothing can stop us, but we'll be realistic about it as well.
Obviously, ahead, looking at Sunday, I know that if you were to be victorious, it will be a tie between Clare or Westmeath in the semi-finals for yourselves. But look, we will have to wait and see what comes on Sunday. But you're definitely have been the underdog story of the Intermediate Championship, and been a team that could definitely be the dark horses as far as other teams are considered. But we will have to wait and see what the result will be on Sunday between yourselves and Monaghan. It promises to be a very good game at Davitt Park, with 2 p.m. thrown on Sunday, amongst the 4 games that we will see in the intermediate grade. Emma, thanks for the chat today and looking ahead at Sunday, and of course, best of luck in the tie.
No problem. Thank you.